Most people believe good health starts with discovering the next powerful superfood, something rare, expensive, or hidden in a faraway culture. But the truth is much quieter and far more practical. Real health is built from foods the human body has recognized for thousands of years, foods that work gently, consistently, and in the background while life goes on. Trends come and go, headlines change every year, and new diets promise fast results. Yet the body responds best to simplicity. This video is about that simplicity. It is about 7 foods that are not dramatic, not extreme, and not surrounded by hype, but are strongly supported by science and linked to better digestion, steadier energy, lower inflammation, and long-term protection against disease. Some of these foods are already in your kitchen. Others are easy to find almost anywhere in the world. What makes them powerful is not marketing, but how they interact with your metabolism, your gut, and your cells on a daily basis. Researchers have spent decades studying why certain populations stay healthier longer, why blood sugar stays stable in some diets, and why inflammation quietly decreases when specific foods are eaten regularly. Again and again, the same patterns appear. The same foods show up, not because they are magical, but because they reduce stress inside the body instead of adding to it. In this video, you will learn what those foods are, how they support your body in ways most people never hear about, and why eating even 2 or 3 of them consistently can create noticeable changes over time. You will also learn why focusing on one perfect food is less effective than understanding how small, steady choices shape your internal environment. There is a difference between forcing the body and supporting it, and that difference explains why so many people feel tired, inflamed, or stuck despite trying hard to eat better. Each food in this list plays a specific role, from calming blood sugar spikes to feeding beneficial gut bacteria to lowering silent inflammation that builds slowly for years without symptoms. These effects do not happen overnight, but they compound quietly, day after day, and that is exactly why they matter. Toward the end of this video, everything connects and the bigger picture becomes clear, showing how simple foods can work together to support health without restriction or fear. If you stay until the end, you will walk away with clarity instead of confusion, and a calmer understanding of what actually helps the body thrive long term. Welcome to the channel, where health is explained without pressure, without extremes, and without noise. If you value clear, science-based content that respects your time and your intelligence, subscribe to the channel so you do not miss future videos like this, and let's begin. These foods are not presented as quick fixes or instant solutions, and it is important to be clear about that from the beginning. They are not miracle foods, and they do not erase years of poor habits in a few days. The body does not work that way. Health is built slowly through repeated signals sent every single day. These foods work by supporting the body's natural systems instead of forcing dramatic changes. They help digestion function more smoothly, they reduce sharp rises and crashes in blood sugar, and they lower low-grade inflammation that quietly builds over time. These processes may sound subtle, but they shape how the body feels, repairs itself, and ages. When digestion improves, nutrients are absorbed more efficiently and energy becomes steadier. When blood sugar stays more stable, hunger becomes easier to manage and fatigue becomes less common. When inflammation is reduced, the internal environment becomes calmer, allowing organs and cells to function without constant stress. The real value of these foods is not speed but consistency. Eating them regularly creates conditions where the body can do its work better day after day, which is what leads to long-term health rather than short bursts of progress followed by frustration. One of the simplest and most powerful groups of foods for this daily support is leafy green vegetables. These foods are often overlooked because they are common and familiar, but their impact inside the body is significant. Leafy greens provide a large amount of fiber with very few calories, which helps slow digestion and prevent rapid spikes in blood sugar after meals. This fiber also feeds beneficial gut bacteria, which play a central role in digestion, immune function, and even mood regulation. Leafy greens are also rich in micronutrients such as magnesium, potassium, folate, and vitamin K, all of which support metabolic processes that keep the body balanced. These nutrients help muscles relax properly, support healthy blood flow, and assist the liver in processing toxins efficiently. When leafy greens are eaten regularly, the gut environment becomes more diverse and resilient, making digestion smoother and more predictable. Over time, this reduces stress signals sent throughout the body. Studies consistently link higher intake of leafy greens to lower risk of chronic diseases, not because they act like medicine, but because they lower the daily load placed on the body's systems. Adding more greens does not require perfection or complicated recipes. Even small increases create a calming effect on metabolism, helping the body respond to food with less effort and less inflammation. Another key food that supports the body in a deep and lasting way is fatty fish. Unlike processed fats, the fats found in fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel come packaged with nutrients the body knows how to use efficiently. Fatty fish is a natural source of omega-3 fatty acids, which play a major role in reducing inflammation throughout the body. Inflammation is not always obvious, but when it remains elevated for long periods, it contributes to heart disease, insulin resistance, and cognitive decline. Omega-3s help shift the body away from this constant low-level stress by supporting cell membranes and improving communication between cells. Fatty fish is also strongly linked to heart health because it helps regulate triglyceride levels and supports healthy blood vessels. The brain, which is largely made of fat, also benefits from these nutrients, leading to better focus and long-term cognitive support. Another important effect of fatty fish is its role in improving insulin sensitivity, meaning the body can move glucose into cells more efficiently without needing excessive insulin. This reduces strain on the pancreas and helps stabilize energy levels. Including healthy fats like those found in fatty fish sends a signal of safety to the body, reducing internal stress and allowing systems to work in balance rather than constant defense mode. Eggs are another food that has been misunderstood for many years, often avoided because of outdated fears that ignored how the body actually processes nutrients. Eggs provide complete protein, meaning they contain all the essential amino acids the body needs for repair, maintenance, and growth. This makes them especially valuable for preserving muscle mass and supporting recovery even in people who are not highly active. Protein also plays a key role in keeping you full longer, which naturally reduces overeating without conscious restriction. When meals contain enough protein, blood sugar rises more slowly and stays more stable, preventing sharp crashes that trigger cravings and fatigue. Eggs also contain important nutrients such as choline, which supports brain health and liver function, and fat-soluble vitamins that are better absorbed when eaten with natural fats. For many people, adding eggs to meals helps create a more balanced metabolic response to food, especially in the morning when blood sugar control sets the tone for the rest of the day. Rather than being a problem, eggs often help stabilize appetite and energy, making the overall diet easier to maintain. Protein in the diet acts as an anchor, reducing metabolic swings and helping the body feel supported rather than deprived. Berries stand out because they deliver strong benefits without overwhelming the body with sugar. Compared to many other fruits, berries contain less natural sugar and more fiber, which slows how quickly that sugar enters the bloodstream. This helps the body manage insulin more effectively and prevents sharp rises and sudden drops in energy. Berries are also rich in antioxidants, compounds that help neutralize oxidative stress inside the body. Oxidative stress builds quietly through daily exposure to poor sleep, processed foods, pollution, and emotional strain, and over time it damages cells and accelerates aging. The pigments that give berries their deep colors play a protective role at the cellular level, helping reduce this damage. Regular intake of berries has been linked to improved insulin response, meaning the body can handle carbohydrates more smoothly with less effort. The brain also benefits, as these compounds support blood flow and protect nerve cells from degeneration. What makes berries especially effective is that they do not require large portions. Even small amounts can create measurable benefits when eaten consistently. Their impact comes from quality rather than quantity, making them easy to include without disrupting balance or adding excess calories. Legumes, including beans and lentils, provide a different but equally important form of support. They are rich in fiber, particularly soluble fiber, which slows digestion and creates a steady release of energy. This slow digestion prevents rapid spikes in blood sugar and reduces the need for constant snacking. Fiber also plays a central role in gut health by feeding beneficial bacteria that live in the digestive tract. These bacteria produce compounds that support the immune system, regulate inflammation, and even influence metabolism. When legumes are eaten regularly, the gut environment becomes more diverse and resilient, which improves digestion and nutrient absorption over time. Legumes have also been shown to improve cholesterol markers by helping the body remove excess cholesterol more efficiently. This effect does not happen instantly, but develops gradually with repeated intake. By slowing digestion and supporting gut bacteria, legumes create a more stable internal environment, reducing metabolic stress and supporting long-term health. Fiber is not just about digestion, it is fuel for the internal ecosystem that influences nearly every system in the body. Nuts and seeds offer concentrated nutrition in small amounts. They contain healthy fats that support cell membranes and hormone production, helping the body maintain balance during daily stress. Many nuts and seeds are also rich in minerals such as magnesium, which plays a role in muscle relaxation, nerve signaling, and blood sugar control. Magnesium deficiency is common and often unnoticed, yet it contributes to fatigue, poor sleep, and increased stress responses. Nuts and seeds help fill this gap naturally. They also improve satiety, meaning they help you feel satisfied after eating, which reduces the tendency to overeat later. This effect is not about willpower, but about how fats and fibers slow digestion and send signals of fullness to the brain. Regular consumption of nuts and seeds has been linked to reduced heart disease risk, likely due to their combined effects on cholesterol, inflammation, and blood vessel function. Because they are calorie dense, they work best in small amounts, where their benefits are delivered without excess. This makes them an example of how modest choices can produce meaningful effects when repeated consistently. Fermented foods add another layer of support by directly influencing gut bacteria. Foods such as yogurt, kefir, and fermented vegetables contain beneficial microbes or compounds that help existing gut bacteria thrive. A healthy gut microbiome improves digestion by breaking down food more efficiently and reducing bloating and discomfort. It also strengthens the immune response since a large portion of immune activity is connected to the gut. When beneficial bacteria are supported, the body becomes better at defending itself without excessive inflammation. Fermented foods also improve nutrient absorption, allowing vitamins and minerals from other foods to be used more effectively. This means the same diet can become more nourishing simply by improving gut health. Over time, a healthier gut influences mood, energy, and metabolic function, showing how deeply connected digestion is to overall well-being. The effects are gradual but cumulative, shaping how the body responds to food and stress each day. Together, these foods demonstrate that health does not depend on constant intensity or perfect choices. It is not necessary to eat every one of these foods daily, and it is not realistic to aim for perfection. The body responds more strongly to repeated signals than to occasional extremes. Consistency creates familiarity, and familiarity creates efficiency within the body's systems. Even one small change repeated often shifts the internal environment in a supportive direction. Each of these foods contributes in a different way, and their combined effect builds quietly over time, shaping digestion, metabolism, and resilience without force or pressure. Before moving on to the next idea, pause for a moment and think about this in a calm, practical way. Which one of these foods feels easiest to add this week? Not as a rule, not as a challenge, but simply as a small step towards supporting your body a little better. Real health rarely comes from doing everything at once. It grows from simple choices repeated often enough to matter. Each food discussed in this video works quietly in the background, helping digestion, steadying blood sugar, and reducing internal stress over time. There is no pressure to change everything today. Clarity matters more than intensity, and understanding always works better than fear. If this video helped make nutrition feel calmer and more understandable, take a second to like the video so more people can find it. Subscribe to the channel for clear, science-based health content that avoids extremes and focuses on what actually helps the body long-term. And if you know someone who feels overwhelmed by diet advice, share this video with them. Sometimes the most helpful thing is not another rule, but a clearer way to think about food.